Hey guys, Crystal coming on. On my last video for the Pasteloween collaboration, I had a few people ask for the measurements for this lantern that I created for my collaboration. Anyway, I followed a tutorial by MixedUpCraft, who is Sam here on YouTube. I contacted her through Messenger and asked her permission to share my measurements because she creates a very small version of this lantern and a large version of this lantern. And I just figured out the measurements for this size. And she gave me permission. She said she did not have a problem with me sharing that. I told her I was not going to do a tutorial. I'm just going to give the measurements and I'm going to show you guys how to score your panel. And that's about it. You'll have to go and follow her video to see how to actually assemble the lantern and make the base and all that stuff. So I will link her video below. So we're going to get right into it. Let me move the lantern and put my phone up so that I can show you the measurements and where you're going to need to score. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, to create the lantern, you are going to need 4 pieces of cardstock that measure 9 3/4 by 4 1/2. And I'm going to, this is what your panel is going to look like once you're done. But I'm going to show you how to score so that you'll know and what you need to keep and what you need to remove and cut off of it. And then follow her tutorial on how to assemble the entire thing. So once you cut your panel down to 9 3/4 by 4 1/2, put it on the 4 1/2 inch side like I have here. And then you're going to score on the 4 1/2 inch side at 4 inches all the way down. Okay. Then you're going to turn your panel to the right where your 1/2 inch section is at the very bottom. And then you're going to score at 1, at 6 1/4, and then at 8 3/4. Then you need to turn it right back to the 4 1/2 inch side like it was. And then you're going to score down only to the first score line right here. You're going to score at 1, 1 1/4, and then 2 3/4, just down to that first score line. Okay, then you're going to get you a, let me see, I think I wrote the measurements down here. Yeah, then you're going to need to get a rectangle die, any kind of die that you want to use, that measures roughly around 2 1/2 by 3 1/2 inches, and you're going to center it on this panel above this score line here. This 1 inch score line right here is just for a guide. You're not going to fold this. It's just for a guide where your base will, so you'll see where your base fits in. But anyway, I have colored the sections that you need to remove. So you cut this away and cut this away. Remember to leave that little tab right there. And these 2 wings are what you're going to fold in to attach the lantern around. Sam will show you that in her tutorial. But you remove all the green sections, or blue, green, whatever. And then you keep all the white. This entire 1/2 inch section right here gets folded, you know. And then these 2 wings get folded. And this little tab gets folded. And then, yeah. That's about it. And then you need to cut you a piece of acetate at 3 inches by 4 inches. And just follow her directions on her tutorial, which I will link below. And I will leave this laying here for just a minute so that you can see the measurements. And, well, let me see if you can see it. Yeah. There's the measurements. I'll go over it real quickly. You're going to need 4 pieces of cardstock. Oh, I didn't tell you this. 3 of those panels you will use your rectangular die on. And the 4th panel, you will cut a circle out. Let me show you on the lantern itself. See, there's 3 panels. The front and the 2 sides are rectangular. But the back is going to be circular so that you can reach in and put your little candle in. So, anyway, 1 panel is circular die, whatever size you want. It just has to accommodate your candle, really. And then you just center your rectangular die on the other panels. Okay, got that. remember, this is where you score everything. On the 4-inch side, you score at 4. And then you turn it to the 9 3/4 inch side with the 1/2 inch section at the bottom, like I showed you. And then that's where you'll score 1, 6 1/4, 8 3/4. Then you're going to turn it back up, like I showed you, to the 4 1/2 inch side and score at 1, 1 1/4, and 2 3/4, but only down to the first score line. And then to make your handle, you'll just need a strip of cardstock that measures 1 by 11. And then to make your base, you're going to need a piece of sturdy cardstock. I can't emphasize that enough. Sturdy cardstock that measures. I know y'all are wondering why I put this little plus here. Because when I was making the base for this lantern, I cut a piece that was 8 1/8 inch squared. Okay. It was a little too tight. It wouldn't quite fit. So then I went back to the drawing board and I cut a piece that was 8 1/4 inch squared. And it was just slightly too big. So I don't deal in 16ths. I know that there's a 16th in there somewhere, but I just put a plus. It's in between 8 1/8 and 8 1/4. Not quite 8 1/4. Anyway, you do that squared. And then you score at 1 and 2 on all 4 sides. I hope this helps you guys, and I hope you try it. But it's super fun, and turned out to be a really cute size for a lantern, and I'm really pleased with it. And I'm glad that Sam didn't mind me sharing the measurements with you. So, like I said, I will post her tutorial below, and she'll be making the big lantern in the tutorial. Just use my measurements if you want to make this size, but follow her directions. Okay, it's the same. You do it all the same. So anyway, I hope you like it, and we'll talk later. Don't forget to watch Sunday. It'll be the last day in the Past-Halloween collab, and I am super stoked. I actually made 2 of the same thing, one smaller, a little bigger, and I just couldn't help myself. I'm tickled with the way they turned out, and I hope you like them. So we'll see you then. Bye.